Good morning to my YouTube buddies. This is Sheila Texter with Sheila Texter's Life Coaching Channel, where every Wednesday and Friday I put out videos on Wednesdays. I put out content videos of my book, Life After the Mistake. And on Fridays, I do like a coaching, motivational, inspirational tip where I always try to bring something inspirational and inspiring through the Word of God and to help you on your journey. But today we're going to talk about my book that is it's being finished up hopefully this week, maybe downloaded and published next week. But I am an author and a life coach / minister. I have just finished writing my book, Life After the Mistake, New Beginnings. It is about, when you say a mistake, it could be anything. But this book directly deals with adultery and infidelity in the church, and it's after people have come to God. And the book I write about the character that's in the book. Her name is Shelley, but I, along with Shelley, have fell in that trap. But I just want to show you. I wrote down just a few things, and I've screenshot a couple of things that I want to read to you. One out of the book, and one I am reading. Well, I have been trying to get some quotes together because the layout of my book has left some blank pages. So my editor, she said, we need something in the blank pages. And I said, well, let's do quotes, because the book is already kind of got a lot of scriptures and a lot of, inspirational passages and things to back up the stories and to back up the insights that are in the book. But one of my favorite sayings is, failure is not final. And delay is not denial. Just because sometimes things get delayed in our life does not mean that we're going to be denied of those things. Sometimes the delay is sometimes it's our own doings. Things that we've let happen in our life has delayed God's work in our life. But a lot of times it's our own fault, and we have no one to blame, but ourselves. But I found this. Of course, I can't use it because it's actually a poem that I found on the internet, but I wanted to read it because I was trying to find quotes to go with the chapters where the blank pages were, so it wouldn't just be an odd quote there. It would kind of go with the chapter. It would go with the title of that chapter. So I found this, and I wanted to use it, but we found out that we really can't use a poem, without copyrights and without contacting these people. And we still may do it, I'm not sure. But right now we're looking at changing it up and just going with another quote, just something different. But I just wanted to take a minute to read this to you. I found this, and I was going to use it in the chapter 2. I think it's Good People Fall. When Grandma read me, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, I never knew that Humpty's fall was something that someday comes to us all. So we're all subject to fall. I really don't know that I know anybody that has never failed, even after they've come to God. It might not have been in adultery. It might not have been in infidelity. It could have been, other things. They backslid. They got hurt. Just different things in their life happens. Maybe they got hurt by their spouse. And I know a lot of times, I know from experience, there was many days that I wanted to just throw in the towel and just say, this is too hard. This is too hard going by myself. This is too hard dealing with this, and trying to go to church and trying to do what's right, and then going home and facing the things that I faced in my home. But God knew that my heart was toward Him, and I really feel like all I can say sometimes is God kept me. He kept me. He kept me. And that's one of the things that I also say a lot of times, that God kept me. So I'm already 5 minutes into the video. And like I say every week, I don't want to go over, 10 or 15 minutes, because I want people to read. I want people to listen to my channel, to my YouTube channel. I want them to subscribe. I want them to share and like it. I tell you, you're going to love this book. You're going to love this journey. I'm just progressing every week. I'm getting a little further and a little further. My book's almost ready, so I'm fixing to be an official author. I am in the process of writing another book, even though I haven't touched it in about 2 months. So just to let you know, this a little bit of a authenticity here. I haven't touched it in about 2 months, because life has been happening. The virus and things has been going on, and just I've been helping my husband. My husband works for himself, and I go out sometimes and help him. We tear down houses, we rebuild, we paint, we put up siding, all kind of things. And sometimes I just have to lay this stuff down, and I have to go and work so I can make some money to help push the book forward. But I want to read just a little bit. This is in the new beginning part. This is after God has spoke to us and has, showed us that we wouldn't always be at the church that we were at, that he was taking us somewhere else. And I just want to kind of read this to you. But I start out telling the people how I picked up a book, and that's, you might hear that on my coaching channel. How I picked up a book, I think it was in 2014, and my life has never been the same since. But I just kind of wanted to read this little section here about that, and about what happened when I read that book. I'm going to have my glasses with this. I know it blares, my phone blares in it. I apologize for that, but it's just some more of that authenticity. I don't I don't have anything fancy. I don't have no fancy lights. I don't edit my videos. I'm hoping to eventually do that. I don't have anything. I might have a thumbnail occasionally in the front of my videos, but I don't have no little introduction yet. I'm not familiar with that, but I am growing and I am learning, and I will. Just like my coaching. I don't have any packages yet, but I'm working on those. I want to have a coaching package. I want to help people. So this is it all. It's like a twofold ministry. I wrote the book to get the message out there, and the message will be the thing that I use to help other people through the coaching. So I just want to read this little section to you. The book sparked a love of reading in me. I started reading more and more. As I read book after book, my knowledge of the Bible began to grow in leaps and bounds. Life had taken on a new meaning. The books opened my heart to pray in ways I had never prayed. A sleeping giant had awoken. Dreams and callings were knocking at my heart, and each new book I read would add coals to a kindling fire. The passion began to burn in my soul. Visions of me speaking at events began to show up in my spirit. Sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night or early in the morning, often 2 or 3 a.m., and these awakenings came with revelations from God, and they were coming more and more often. My prayer life went to a whole new level, and writing down prayers, writing out scriptures, and declaring his promises over my life. Why now? Why now? Was my question. Why was this shaking my life like never before? It was very exciting watching God do a work in me and to hear from God in the night hours. So I just wanted to read a little bit of my book today, and that's actually in the new beginning part. It's got like I want to think it's going to be a 3-part book. Part 1's going to be the mistake. It's going to be the journey. my journey and a character that I've used, Shelley. And then we're going to have a part two is going to have a different set of eyes. It's perspectives from different from the woman, from the man, from some people out of the Bible, some characters out of the Bible as well. And then part three will be the introduction into the new beginning, where me and my husband has come over here to pastor in Blytheville, Arkansas. And we're just doing a work and we're reaching the lost and we're making a difference and we're doing everything we can to do what God has called us to do. Our callings of God, they're not man called, they're not from man, and man, man can't stop our calling. They might try to hinder us, but they cannot stop the calling of God in our lives, and they cannot stop the calling of God in your life. If God called you, then hold on to that calling. Hold on to that desire. Hold on to that dream and keep pursuing. And again, I don't want to never get off here without telling you, if you've got a book, you got a story, you got a God story, you've got something you feel like that you want to share that would help other people, start writing. Start writing. Just start the journey. Because like I said, it's been a year. It was a year in February. And my book it's in about 2 months now of being proofread, edited, kind of restructured. And my proofreader slash editor, has really just went overboard helping me get it together. And we're, looking at all the legal things and copyrights and stuff like that. And so I'm thankful for that. God will bring people into your life. You just start the journey. You just start the journey. That's one thing I like about the coaching thing that I do on Friday. If you can get it in here, you can hold it in your hand. And so I just say start. And I'm gonna get off here for today. Y'all have a great rest of the week. I hope y'all all had a great Mother's Day. All you mothers, I know that most of you had great Mother's Day. I'm sure without a doubt. And some of you, if you were sad, I pray that God strengthens you and encourages you this week. But stay tuned. I'll be back Friday morning with a coaching, inspirational, motivational tip from Sheila's One Stop Coaching.